Picture this. I'm standing in my driveway, the morning sun glinting off my cherry red Tesla, when this woman, Lydia Carter, our HOA queen bee, marches up clutching a stack of papers that look straight out of a government office and demands my car keys like she's repossessing my soul. She's screaming that my Tesla, the one I paid for with every drop of sweat and blood from my years building my BBQ empire, is hers. And when I tell her to get lost, she whips out her phone, calls 911, and tries to pin me as the thief like I'm some punk stealing her ride. My name's Matt Sullivan, and this is the wildest story I've ever lived through right here in Willow Creek, a fancy little suburb I thought would be my safe haven. I'm a Marine vet, did 2 tours in Iraq, came back minus half my right leg, and turned a beat-up food truck into Sullivan's Smoke Shack, a chain of 3 joints slinging the best ribs in the state. That Tesla. It's not just a car, it's a symbol proof I clawed my way up from nothing paid for in cash, every cent earned through grit and grind. I moved to Willow Creek to be near my mom, who's slowing down these days, and to plant roots in a place that screams stability, tree-lined streets. Kids on bikes, lawns so perfect they look photoshopped. But Lydia, she had other plans for me. It started the day I pulled into my new place unloading smokers and grills for a charity cookout. Lydia sauntered over, all fake smiles and designer sunglasses, introducing herself as the HOA president like she was royalty. Her eyes locked onto my Tesla, and I swear I saw dollar signs flash in them. "Nice car," she cooed, her voice dripping with that condescending tone people use when they think you're beneath them. Must have taken a hefty loan for a caterer. I kept it cool, told her I paid cash, that business was good. Her jaw tightened just a fraction like she'd misjudged her prey, and I could feel the gears turning in her head. "This neighborhood has rules about commercial vehicles," she said, eyeing my gear like it was trash. I laughed it off. Good thing this is my personal ride then, but I should have known that was the spark that lit her fuse. Lydia wasn't just nosy, she was a predator, and I was her new target. I didn't know it then, but she'd already run this playbook before driving out a Navy vet named Tom Grayson, who dared to start a small HVAC business from his garage. She'd buried him in fines, spread rumors about code violations, and made his life hell until he sold his house and vanished. Me. I was too busy settling in, hanging my Bronze Star and Purple Heart on my kitchen wall, feeling like I'd finally grabbed a piece of the American dream. That Tesla wasn't about flexing, it was practical perfect for client meetings. And it screamed I made it, but to Lydia it was a challenge, a shiny red flag waving in her face. The first shot came at my charity BBQ, a big event where I served free pulled pork to the whole neighborhood. Kids were running around, neighbors were laughing, and for a moment I felt like I belonged. Then Lydia showed up, her knockoff Chanel bag swinging, and dropped a bomb loud enough for everyone to hear. "Must be nice, throwing parties with taxpayer money." The jab hit hard. Not because I was ashamed of my service, but because she was trying to paint me as a leech in front of people I was trying to win over. My neighbor Sarah, a librarian with a heart of gold, jumped in. Lydia Matt's a vet. "He's earned every bit of this." But Lydia just smirked. "Oh, Sarah, you librarians always love a sob story." I clenched my fists, my therapy breathing kicking in, but inside I was back in that Humvee blood pooling where my leg used to be, hearing my squad leader whisper, "You earned this, Sully. Don't let anyone take it." A week later, I found a citation under my Tesla's wiper, $250, for a commercial vehicle violation. Problem was my car was registered, personal insurance title, VAN all clean. Someone had faked records to screw me, and I knew who. At the HOA meeting, Lydia sat like a judge, her cronies squirming as she grilled me about my undisclosed business activities. I laid out my paperwork, registration, bank statements, everything legit, but she just waved it off, saying documents can be adjusted. That's when it clicked. This wasn't about rules. It was about control, about her hating that a vet like me could roll up and outshine her perfect little world. Then things got darker. One morning I found a long, ugly scratch down my Tesla's side, too precise to be random. I ran my fingers over it, rage bubbling up, but that cold, tactical calm I'd honed overseas took over. Lydia was escalating and I was done playing nice. But she wasn't done. She cornered me in my driveway one Tuesday, waving a folder of what looked like official VA documents claiming I'd bought my Tesla with fraudulent vet loans and dodged taxes. "This is federal fraud, Matt," she said, her voice all fake pity. 5 years in prison unless... Her deal: hand over the Tesla, let her own it, and lease it back for $600 a month to save me. The gall of it stealing my car and charging me to drive it left me speechless. I stared her down, my voice low. I don't lease what I bled for. Her mask slipped just for a second, and I saw the venom behind her smile. "Think carefully, Matt," she hissed. "Ask Tom Grayson how his little business is doing now." That's when I learned about her game. Lydia wasn't just after me. She hunted vets, exploiting our benefits, our records, our pride. Her son, Ethan, a shy 20-year-old who worked part-time at my restaurant, came to me one night pale and shaking. "She's done this before," he whispered, showing me files from her computer, spreadsheets, screenshots, vulnerability assessments on me, Tom, and 2 other vets in the area. Lydia's real estate career had tanked years ago, and she'd turned her envy into a sick crusade, targeting anyone who dared succeed while she scraped by on alimony. I was furious, but Ethan's betrayal of his own mom gave me hope. I wasn't alone. I went full Marine mode, building a team like we were prepping for a mission. Sarah, the librarian, dug up dirt on Lydia's past HOA stunts. My buddy Nate, a former ranger, and my business partner ran surveillance, catching Lydia meeting a shady guy at a diner, slipping him cash for forged documents. Ethan kept feeding me intel, and Detective Alvarez, a vet himself, took my harassment complaint and ran with it, calling it a civil rights issue. We got creative. Sarah recorded Lydia at a block party drunk and bragging about teaching vets a lesson. Every piece of evidence was a brick in the wall I was building to bury her. The trap was set on a crisp Saturday morning. I made a show of loading my van for a catering gig, knowing Lydia was watching from her window. I parked 2 blocks away, looped back to Sarah's place, and set up with a clear view of my driveway. Nate was across the street with a camera, Ethan by the mailbox, and Sarah live streaming to her followers. My Tesla sat there gleaming like bait. Sure enough, Lydia crept out, toolbox in hand, moving like she'd cased the joint before. She muttered, "Time to take what's mine," as she pulled out locksmith gear, professional stuff, not some amateur crowbar. A locksmith rolled up, hired by her, and she fed him her fake papers, spinning a sob story about a mix-up. But he wasn't buying it, squinting at her docs like they smelled off. That's when I stepped out, Alvarez at my side. "Morning, Lydia," I called, casual as hell. "Car trouble." Her face went white as a ghost. The locksmith backed off, muttering about scams, and Ethan walked up, voice cracking, "Mom, I've got everything, your files, your plans." Lydia's scream could have shattered glass. "You traitor! Siding with this parasite!" The live